My name is Shayna Hicks, and I am a meteorologist. I work for the GPM project. It's GPM satellite. It's under the code 610. So it affects everybody. Meteorology affects everybody. So it interests me because I know that it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're going to see it in some way, shape, or form. Also, I had a third grade teacher who allowed the broadcast meteorologist from WDBJ7 to come in and read us Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And that kind of started my interest for it because he talked about what he did in his profession, how he learned. And also with meteorology, it's still a science that we don't know that much about. So for me, it's like let's learn as much as we can, and what else can I learn about it? And are there things that I can learn that nobody else has learned? That's pretty exciting to me. So my career path to become a meteorologist, I had to focus a lot on physics, I had to focus a lot on math, all the sciences basically. So meteorology isn't just what's going on in the air, it's also what's happening on the earth. So earth science played a big part in that. Also electronics too, something you may not have thought. You need to know how to work on instruments. You need to know how to code instruments. So coding is a big factor now. Some things that I may not have thought of in high school that once I got to college, I had to learn more about. And actually in my profession, I'm learning more as well too. So Java, Python, things like that. I also went into a lot of extracurricular things too. So if I was interested in a certain thing in science, I would contact the meteorologist there for my local stations. What all did you do? What are some things that I can do in helping the community that I can also do to make it look good on my resume? I also contacted professors from different colleges. I said, what can I do to get into your program, and what do I need to do? Even in college, I did a lot of STEM projects. I did a lot of things that high school students would come in and do so that I could mentor them and they could ask me questions. And so ultimately, once I graduated college, I started just putting my applications in everywhere to anybody that I knew. And it's funny because this job is something that I wouldn't even think I could do. It's not something that I actually went for, but it's something that was out of the box, so it's perfect. So a typical day for me, I get in, I check all of our instruments, make sure that they're operating. Those include lightning mapping arrays, which detects lightning. We also make sure that our rain gauges are working, so we make sure they're reporting. We make sure that things called APUs, which measure rainfall, rain rates, 2 DVDs, which are something else, a 2-dimensional video distrometer. This also measure what size, how much, rain frequency, things like that. So we also make sure that those are working. If they're not, we have to go out and troubleshoot those. If they are working correctly, then we do maintenance on them. We make sure that nothing's going to break down. So we do some preventative maintenance on them as well. I also do a lot of radar stuff too in our department. So we have a lot of people we work with that they check our NPOL radar, we check our D3R radar. So even after all of that, if all that's correct and all that's good, we start trying to figure out if we can forecast, if there's some things that we can learn from what's already fallen to help us learn more about what's going to happen. So the national missions that I've been involved with is the GPM and the PPM missions. GPM is a satellite that goes over every 3 hours and it measures the precipitation. Our NPOL radar also does the same thing, and what I do is actually truth, or make sure that those satellites are saying the things that they're supposed to be saying and make sure they're doing what they're doing. So that's the only mission that I've been involved with. However, our department also deals with the ice bridge, which tries to see what kind of ice melt has happened and things like that, so we work closely with them, and also the radar department. Yes, so the earlier instruments that I worked with, those are some pretty cool instruments, some things that I had never even heard of, even in my college career. The LMAs are something that, it's a simple concept, but they use UHF to see where the electricity has come through, or using magnets to determine where exactly the lightning is hit. That's a big deal. We still don't know where the lightning is going to hit. We have a rough idea, but we don't know exactly. So when we set up this array with these LMAs, they can try to understand where the lightning is happening and when they're going to happen. That's a pretty cool instrument in itself. The other one I use is an MRR, which is a micro rain radar. That will take it also looks like a TV satellite that you have for DirecTV or Dish or whatever. It points it straight up into the sky like you would for your satellites. However, it takes a slice of the sky from the ground all the way up to try to get an idea of what's happening from the lower atmosphere all the way to the upper atmosphere. something I had never heard of before or using before. Wallops was my home already. I moved from Roanoke, and then I moved here, so I chose Wallops just because it just seemed like a likely fit for me. I did go to Salisbury for my school. I tried to stay local, and then once I graduated, I lived 10 minutes away, so it just seemed like a perfect fit. Plus, it's a small community here, so once you get to know one person, you get to know their family almost. You get to know the people they work with, so it's a tight-knit community here. I really like that. I was afraid that they weren't gonna be open to letting me learn, but anybody and everybody I've talked to, I've all been, yeah, let me show you what I do. Yeah, look at what I do. That's awesome to me. It's just, because when you see those guys on TV or you see those guys, the professors, they're kind of closed off sometimes. So when I got here, I was like, I don't know much, but can you show me? Sure. We're glad that you're excited. So study, study, study. You definitely have to at least study or get help or mentor or something to try to be very good at earth science, math, and physics, and just all the different categories in that. Even if you don't think you're very good at it, which there's some things I wasn't very good at, like calculus. I struggle with calculus. But I got mentors, I got people to help me, because what I wanted to do involved that, and I had to do that. So whatever you can do to help to get to those areas. If it's something you want to do, you can do it, no matter if you don't think you can. There's other people that can help you get there. Get out and do stuff in your community. The more you do in your community, the better it will look. Not only will it help you and make you feel better about helping, you'll find that especially in college, you've got a lot of opportunities to help the community. When you start working, you may not get those opportunities. That's gonna help you. It's gonna build bridges that you may not even think have built. Professors that I know that I just thought they gave really bad grades turned out to be some of my best friends and some of my best mentors. So connect, talk to your teachers, talk to people that you want to learn about. So like I did for a broadcast meteorologist, what all did you do to get here? Talk to people.